Hey everybody, BT here again. I just wanted to let you know that we're making a whole series of videos, and so you might get these out of order, but eventually they're going to be put together all in an order and kind of like a fast track trading course, and our style of trading and different strategies all put together in a row. That way, people can come into the room and newbies can come into the room and understand everything. So if you get this out of order, don't worry about it. They will eventually be one after the other. But this is the second part of the Vozzy trade. I showed one example in the other video and talked about some other things, but on this one, I just want to just show, one or two examples of the Vozzy trade, and good places to take that trade that correlate with the other videos that we have too. I did one of Jazzy's 5-minute orange line trade, just his the the one that he's always done and going with the flow, and the one that he made all the money that he made off of, just even in binary options, just because of take it till you lose kind of thing. So but they all kind of correlate. So let's dive into this one and look for a trade. So again, with the the Vozzy trade, whatever we're calling it, just remember this is what you're looking for is it to come back to an area like the blue line, flipped down Renko, even 5-0 line if it's coming, a bigger pullback, depending on what the signals say. But you're looking for those areas, and then you're looking for left momentum to stay or be red, on this move particular, because it's going down. It stays red, it gets to that area, and then you get another red Renko candle. That would be your entry. So go ahead and just let this one play out and see where there's an entry. Let me speed this up. So right now we were looking for these signals to push price up, and so we're looking first at the blue line, which looks like it's gonna correlate to the flipping down Renko right now. Momentum hasn't even changed at this point, so it's still minus, and it's minus 13, which is that means usually it doesn't even make it back to those 5-minute orange lines when momentum's that high. So what we'd be doing at this point in time, looking for a red Renko to take this down. And now you've got a down arrow on the HA. So here's your entry right here, and you got a down again on the Renko as well. So I mean, right now this looks like a good setup. The Vozzy trade never had momentum change here, so you're still minus 13. Now you got minus 6. You could be in this trade right now, and what you could look for is that you can use a combination of people's trading styles. Like maybe you're a little skittish and unsure, and don't want to get down any on a trade, so you could use momentum to get out like Igor does. His trading style, he uses not momentum not so much as a entry but as an exit. So if this would get positive 6, that would be your positive 5 or 6, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that would be your out. So if you're in here, you're in right now, let's go ahead and play this. Now you're already up 10 pips. Now you're there at 20, and it's like, okay, now you got a 5-minute white. So I would just stay in this until momentum told me to get out. You do have some signals up, but momentum's not correlating with the signals right now. So I mean, you just stay in this trade. It's already up about still 20, 30 pip, getting into the 30 range, now 40. $50 areas, so 60, 50, 60 at this point in time, you already won this trade, and you're just going to, it's up to you if you want to stay in, get out on momentum at this point in time. Momentum's pretty strong. That could have been your out right there. You're like, okay, I'll just go white to white on this, and that's my out. Momentum like this, I'd probably stay in a little bit, but I mean, just like looking at this now, it's already kind of breaking this area. I'd expect it to break it even more. That doesn't mean that there couldn't be, some sort of pullback before it does that, but I would expect it still to break down even more at this point. Let's see if we can't find any other entries here. So say you go ahead and you won this trade here. So let's look for another entry. Actually, let's look at this as, this would have been a tough entry to take. I mean, some people might have taken it, off of that blue line, but it's always hard to take it when it's down, this low on a band without some sort of coming back to the HA or the Renko flip down. So that's one that you might miss. I mean, you can always attempt it and just use momentum to get in and out of it. I mean, to get out of it. So, it might be worth the risk when something's, flushing like this. There's been such a big down move. So you could have been in it, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm out. I'm out at this +7. But you'd be looking for the same thing to happen, again, once it got up into this area, but you're positive. See, so you're not even taking that. And then it flips minus. And now you would want something green, but if it doesn't give it to you, then you don't really have an entry there because it was never there to be had. So, you would have missed this trade. So let's look at it like once this goes, starts to come in from breaking a long-term band, and it's a long-term flipped up 8-hour band. It's going to react. You got the blues, so that eventually that these are gonna work. It's like when this blue showed it had an active against it, or when this blue showed it had an active against it. So I always know that they're going to break down more when there's actives. But let's go to the other side of this rule. See, and it just keeps flushing down. So I mean, you would have had lots of Vozzy trades in here. So let's look at the other side of this. And, it's a lot harder to do because you're going against everything, but, you're a +9 in here. So, your entry looks like it could have been somewhere in this area. And you could always use momentum to get out. Like you might have wanted to get out in that area. But right here, you'd be looking at +10. You'd be looking for a pullback here, which there it is. And then now you're looking for a green candle and a reason to take it up. So now you have, again, a white Renko. You have a green Renko. You're in right here. And this is your up move because, considering it hit, kind of bounced down, that was your down move right there. This would be your up. So, this would be your entry right in that area. So let's play this out. So you're up 10, 20, depending on your entry. Maybe 30 or 40 at this point. You're staying in. Mom's never even got above 3 on that against you. Oops, what happened there? Let me fix that. So some people might even have entered again in this area. And either way, at this point in time, I mean, you're up 30 on this one. You've already won that one. Still going up. Now you can kind of just, wait this out. Stay in if you want. Stay in all the way till you get, something -5 or higher, or just take your pips and, get out. It's completely up to you at this point in time because you're not going to lose now. So you've either already won or you're just, taking more pips at this point. Just wanted to show this on the other side of it too, the width, the flow, and now this is the reason why it's changing over, and you can wait it out all the way till it gets above the 5-minute orange line because it works really well with just above the 5 because of how you're waiting for momentum to, be on your side the whole time. So when your entry, nothing's 100%, but like when you entry, you're already entering as it's starting to move the direction of the long-term momentum. And then you have everything with you because you knew that it was going into this area anyway, just because of what it was breaking. So I think it's a great entry. If you have any other questions, we go over, Jazz goes over it in the room and everything even more. in more detail every day. But I just wanted to make a, videos that actually showed just the trades and a few different examples of them. And I hope this helps. Like I said, we're making a whole series of videos. So this is just part 2 of the Vozzy trade. So I'll see you guys in the next video.